Welcome, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I'm your host, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Our next guest is a life mental health coach, and she's with us today to give us a guide into her private practice. Watch out. It's going to be on holistic wellness and how it's saving lives and healing families, and that's important. Please welcome to the show, Sonya Davie. Sonya, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sonya, tell us a little bit more about your practice. I know you've been doing it for some time now. Tell us about it.
Yes.
How did you get started and how did it all happen for you?
Well, I promote actually mental wellness, which combines two of my passions, which is mental health and health coaching. And so I help people to understand their mental health, more of the whys and from a total perspective in looking at all of their health. So I look at, the traditional things that mental health teaches us in school, but I also integrate that with their health as well, because there's so many health issues that we have that also contribute to our mental health that a lot of times people don't know. So I like to give them a total picture more so of what's going on with them.
Do you have a practice where people can come on location, or do you pay them a visit? You make house calls?
No, well, initially my office, I still have an office, but because of COVID, I'm doing a lot more of it virtual. But I still have an office now in the West Village, but I was in Midtown for a while. And so it was in-person visits. And then obviously when COVID happened, everything switched to virtual and the clients seem to still love it. And, I go in maybe a couple times a month now, but it's still more primarily virtual.
What inspired you to get involved in this aspect of, being a life mental health and the coach business?
Well, okay, I'll give you all my titles. I am a licensed mental health counselor, so they psychotherapist for New York, and I'm also a health coach, certified health coach, and a certified life coach. And so again, I love motivating people, but I also wanted to go beyond just motivating, because life coaching is great to be able to do that, and I did that for a number of years in homeless shelters with programs. But I also wanted to go beyond that and really help people with issues and emotions that really they can't seem to either understand them and heal from them. And so again, merging the health is actually the direction that the mental health field is going in now anyway. It's not addressed as much in our communities, but in other communities, they are talking a lot about health. They're looking at just the total health of people and how diseases can affect mental health, how your eating habits can affect your mental health, your lack of movement, lack of exercise. All of those things are actually very important to mental health. And so I wanted to bring that more to our community, the information that I've been studying this particularly for more than 10 years. And I always look at where are the people that look like me that are teaching people like us that we have to look at mental health more than just 3 symptoms and a pill.
Did you coin the phrase, life is good when you feel good?
Yes, that's my hashtag. Life is good because it's true. When you feel good mentally and physically, because I'm also an exercise enthusiast. I'm a dance fitness instructor as well. So when exercise is always part of my life.
Yeah, you wear many hats. So
I wear many hats.
Feeling good.
Yeah, it does, but it all feels good. And, even my workouts, I love them. I feel energized, and people that I know, exercise. And you can do something as simple as walking, but all of my clients, they know I'm going to always ask them about their routines. I'll always, and I always have clients that tell me when they do some form of movement, it helps their anxiety, it helps their depression, it helps their emotions. And so I want them to really understand the link between that. So.
What can you do from your seat? A lot of people are sitting down these days. They're doing Zooms all day, sometimes 2-3 hours at a time. And they're doing a lot of office work. A lot of them are back in the office and they're in a seated position a lot. What can you do to motivate and stimulate and get some movement going on?
Well, movement breaks are necessary. So getting up actually out of the chair, because they are actually classifying prolonged sitting as the new smoking. So so prolonged sitting is not really the answer. I know we have to do it for, the work that we do, but taking those breaks, getting up, moving around, getting up, doing some squats, if you could take, I always encourage people, take a 5-minute walk or 10-minute walk outside. I have clients that are, in different positions but they have been incorporating going outside for a few minutes. I have someone I know that's a CEO and she has a standing desk.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, so some of her meetings she may sit down, but some of them she's standing up. So we've got to really make movement a priority and not just say, well, I sit all day. Well, then sometimes you're going to have to, because you have to go to the bathroom. So we'll take a few minutes and do some movements while you're up.
Yeah, our studio raises up.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. What are some of the things that you do to keep motivated and stimulated and keep the physical therapy thing going on?
Well, I meet with my trainer twice a week at 5 a.m. And then I go to the gym for some strength training. And then I'm also doing dance fitness exercises that have whole routines that I do here at home.
But when you're training, what do you do?
We do, oh my God, my trainer does a lot of crazy stuff. A lot of plyometrics. I love jumping. I love all of that. So a lot of strength training, again, with weights, because that's important for everyone, particularly when you become a person of a certain age. So strength training is really important. And then, like I said, the dance fitness is really a hit program. So it's a really intense workout. It's not just moving around and twisting. It includes a lot of intense workout. So those who are hiking,
it's not a regular two-step.
No, it's not your grandmother's two-step.
Oh, wait, I still see a lot of people on the dance floor just doing the two-step, just trying to be real cool.
Listen, I'd rather you do that than do nothing at all.
There you go.
So that still matters because everyone's fitness level is different. So,
right.
but and I always tell people find what they love. So it's easier for me with clients because I tell them to find what they love. And it makes it easier to stick to it.
Yeah. When you're on the dance floor, what kind of movements do you do?
Oh, all kinds. Just all kinds. I mean, from line dancing to, what's there? Dance hall music. I love that. Soca. I love that. Love that. Yeah. So all the things. I was at a party last week and we were all jumping. So I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Do you keep in step or sometimes you're out of step?
No, I keep in step. Are you kidding me? I keep in step. I'm from Brooklyn.
You're dancing to the beat. That's a beautiful thing. Do you have anything coming up that we can take a look at?
Well, one of the things I'd love people to follow me is because I am also launching an emotional eating program, which I'm very excited about because that has become a major issue for people that I've talked to for years, emotional eating. And so I get to merge all of my passions, which is, not necessarily therapy, but talking about the issues and as well as the mental health nutrition that I learned. All of these things we get to merge together to help people to break the cycle of emotional eating.
Yeah. All right. So when someone gets involved in emotional eating, something happened in their life that maybe was traumatizing, something, maybe a relationship or something like that. Explain that. Talk about that a little bit.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people don't know enough about trauma and the impact, more importantly, of trauma. And so they can have issues of either eating too much, which of course then leads to all kind of other health issues, or there's also people that don't eat enough. So I have people that do both. Either they are struggling because they're eating foods that activate cravings that they can't seem to shut off, and telling people to just do it is just not going to work because our foods have all kinds of ingredients in there on purpose to hijack our palates. So people really need patience, and they need to also understand the emotions that are attached to that behavior, as well as the people that don't eat, because I have clients who don't eat and that's still a problem because they have health issues and they need to eat, so it's a big conversation, but I'm excited to deliver the program.
Or you want to become a vegan, but you don't know how to supplement.
Absolutely.
We're eating as far as the meats. When you eliminated the meats and proteins and all, you don't know how to supplement. So absolutely, you're suffering from malnutrition.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that because, for example, for some people that become vegan, and they do take that animal source out, if they're low like in vitamin D, And vitamin D is extremely important for our mental health. So if they're low in vitamin D because they're not necessarily supplementing the way they should, then that can be problematic and they get into depression. And then if you get with someone who doesn't give you a wide approach, they're like, oh, well, you're depressed, let's just put you on medication. No, you're depressed because we need to look at your diet and all these other things that's going on before we even take that route.
Where can we go to get more information? They're going to wrap me up real hard.
Okay, well, my website is sonyadavie.com. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Sonya Davie also.
Sonya Davie, thank you so much. Thanks for being a part of the
show.
show.
Having me.
All right. LMHC. And you have some other letters behind that. Health and Life Coach. Thank you so much. What is it?
Certified Mental Health Integrative Medicine Provider.
There you go. Sonya, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll take a break. We've got more open next.